Hey, hi, hello. It's the LaSala Show. Episode 26, January 31st, 2021. How are ya? Who, me? Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. I just watched my Indiana Pacers blow a 20-point lead. Actually, I didn't even watch it. I went to bed in the third quarter because it was such a blowout. I was like, all right, I'm going to take a little nap, get back to this podcast, stay up all night. I wake up from my nap. We lose by 9 points. Joke's on you, Vegas. I bet against the Pacers, so I win. Sort of. My guest today is Mr. Johnny Ace. He's our Wall Street guru, our stock market specialist. And he's going to break down exactly what happened with Reddit, GameStop, Robinhood app, and all these hedge fund motherfuckers. But first, a little late breaking news. China is now conducting their COVID tests in a very unusual way. It involves the anus. So it's not good enough to just stick a Q-tip all the way up your nose and tickle your brain. They find it's actually better. Better for who, by the way? The one conducting the test or the one getting the test done? Who's it better for? The scientists? They want to look at doo-doo swabs all day. So apparently they're taking anal swabs. And I don't know. I haven't gotten a COVID test yet. But I don't know. Everybody was making it seem like the nose one was very intrusive, very uncomfortable, a weird sensation. I think I might take that nose one over the poop chute there. And how far do they have to go? I mean, are they? it could get deep. As long as they're using rubber gloves, that's okay. Just make it hygienic. So yeah, looking forward to my first COVID test, whenever that is. Some NFL news. This is juicy. I don't care if you don't even like sports. This is juicy. Or wait, what are the basic bitches saying these days? Oh, girl, this is some hot tea. Let me tell you. So Matt Stafford, quarterback of the Detroit Lions, was just traded to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Jared Goff, the Rams quarterback, and 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick. This is insane. This is nobody would, on Madden, nobody would do this. Stafford's like injury prone. He's old. What the hell has happened here? 2 first-round picks and a 3rd and Jared Goff for an aging, injured Stafford? And then the bombshell drops. Apparently, some of Jared Goff's text messages got leaked out that said he would like to pipe his head coach's wife. He wanted to pull out the loaf on the lady. He wanted to fuck his head coach's wife. And a teammate, or a group of teammates, because this was a team group text, leaked it out. Now, I don't think Sean McVay really liked Jared Goff to begin with. After that Super Bowl appearance against the Patriots, in which he was only able to muster up 3 points, I think Goff was sort of on the way out anyway, but this was a bizarre and expedient way of getting him out of the door. Yeah, I'd like to pipe my coach's wife. Jesus, sir. That is that's one way to go. All right, to finish up, my quarterback, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, was seen a day or two ago in the back of a pickup truck in Green Bay, riding around with a big case of beer. And it was definitely him. I mean, they're just some car was driving behind what we later find out is David Bakhtiari, his pickup truck, and there's this dude in the back seat or in the back of the truck holding a big case of what looked like Bud Light. And Rodgers later confirmed that it was in fact him. So look, if this is how he's taken the loss, I think we're in lockstep, sir. I'm just missing the truck to ride in the back of, but yeah, bring the cases of beer right here. I'll get to my guest, Mr. Johnny Ace, and very interesting how this whole stock market shit works. I can only pretend to understand, but he really broke it down in a way that I could. So without further ado, Mr. Johnny Ace.
What's up?
Shit. Chilling, man. What's wrong with your car?
We think it's an alternator.
Damn it.
Yeah. So I got estimates online, and it's pretty precise estimate, somewhere between $130 and $1,000.
Wow. That is the range, huh?
Yeah.
This is why we should have become mechanics and gotten good at dissecting cars.
Well, there's two people I don't trust, which is doctors and mechanics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can make up anything and you have to trust them.
That's right.
It's fucked up, man. Well, I'm having you on today because you are the stock market guru. And just recently, there's been some fuckery in the stock market. Can you please break it down for the lay person out there that doesn't quite understand what the fuck GameStop and Robinhood did?
Well, my nephew, the world has changed. First of all, I think any lay person should understand the nature of shorting something. Basically, when you short something, that means you buy stock in that asset in a way so that when the price of that asset goes down, you make a lot of money. And there's a way that you do it, and I can't articulate all the particulars because I don't short things directly. I short things through ETFs, which is really easy. It's like you just buy shares normally, and the ETF takes care of the shorting on a technical basis. Anyway, so I can't, there's a way to do it directly, which most people do. And so basically the way it works is if the price of that asset, if you're shorting it and the price goes down, you make real good money, right? But if the price of that asset goes up, it'll rip the hair off your head. I mean, you will lose big. So you really got to be sure when you're shorting something. Okay, so that's all about shorting, okay? And now, so, big investors, what they call the smart money, okay, institutional investing and hedge fund managers, they short things all the time. They've been shorting things for a long time. It's a common thing, And so when this smart money, when they short something, they just let it out there. They let people know what they're shorting. And so that has the effect of making the price go down. You with me?
Yeah.
Because when people hear, that hedge fund is shorting that stock, then they don't want to buy that stock because it's a perception thing. They think that hedge fund knows something that they don't know. And so by shorting something, it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. Like, not only are you shorting it and making money if it goes down, but you're kind of causing it to go down.
Right.
You with? Okay. So, a lot of people like Elon Musk famously just hates short sellers because, Tesla has been one of the most shorted stocks in history. Short sellers, they got kind of a rep, kind of like they're playing dirty, they're kind of like lawyers or something, normal, like retail investors like me, what they call the dumb money. You can kind of start to see the dynamic here. Wall Street guys just think anyone that's not on Wall Street is an idiot, basically. They really look down on everyday investors like myself or like these folks on Reddit, which we're about to get into with the whole GameStop thing. They call us dumb money, right? And so basically, folks have been shorting GameStop stock for some time now. And a GameStop is it's kind of a sad tale of a company. They just never made the digital switch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they were having problems before this whole COVID thing, And then once COVID hit and people aren't going into stores anymore, it hit GameStop doubly hard, And so where was I at? So of course, the hedge funds are shorting GameStop, and they're letting it out there. Yeah, we're shorting that piece of shit company. And it is kind of a piece of shit company,
Oh,
But
it
these
definitely
young
is.
folks.
Let me put this out there. GameStop sucks. You buy anything, and the moment you try to return it, it's like $30 that you can get back from it. They short you on everything, ironically. So this is poetic that it would be happening with GameStop.
Okay, well, GameStop kind of got their revenge, so to speak, or their revenge was given to them. So cut away from that. You've got all kinds of places where the dumb money congregates and talks about stocks and what are we going to buy next and whatnot. And so one of the biggest places that's developed was this page on Reddit, or I guess they call it a subreddit. And it was called, what was it? Wall Street Bets?
Okay.
Yeah, which was just a subreddit, Well, the thing is, this subreddit, and I haven't even been to that page. I'm not exposed to it myself. I've read about all this, so I kind of know. And I've been on Reddit, but just not this particular page. But apparently, this subreddit built up to like 2 million users. And so it's this huge, and it's all like millennials and Gen Zers with their cell phones that have Robinhood on their cell phones. And Robinhood offers free trades. I mean, just like just about everybody else now. You don't have to pay commission on your trades. So, all these young people are trading on Robinhood, and a whole bunch of this crowd, the so-called dumb money, kind of gathered on this subreddit called Wall Street Bets and somehow on there, like I think there are articles on there and whatnot, and there was an article saying, hey, look, these bitch ass hedge funds have been shorting GameStop forever. Let's everybody put our money on GameStop. And so all of a sudden, overnight, you had 2 million Reddit users and Robinhood traders that just bought GameStop. And it sent the price skyrocketing. It went from, I think, like $3 to like $300 and something dollars, which is like 2,000% gain overnight. And I mean, these hedge funds that were shorting it, it caught them so off guard that they lost billions, man.
Wow.
I mean, it's estimated maybe $3 to $5 billion was lost by these hedge funds like overnight.
That is amazing. That is fucking amazing.
Yeah. And it's really disruptive, dude. And when you look at the investing scene, you think that the landscape is kind of set, and yet this thing all of a sudden shows that when you've got 2 million, like, sort of unified young people, it is disruptive, man, and things have kind of changed now, and they did it with GameStop, then they did it with silver, they did it with AMC stock. They've done it with a few things, and like nobody knows what they're going to do next. And so now, I mean, are these Wall Street and hedge fund guys, are they going to be afraid to short stuff? It's just disruptive, and it's kind of new territory, and nobody really knows what's going to happen with this thing now.
Well, okay,
so
so
that's where it's at.
What do you think is going to happen? What's the next company you think? Like, how big can they get?
I have no idea what the next company is going to get. I've had silver for a long time, My silver went up 20% in one day.
Damn.
And then it was up another 7% the next day. So I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow when the market opens, But, I think basically, I'll tell you what Wall Street's doing right now with the help of the regulators who they bribe. They're trying to figure out a way to screw these kids so that they get the freak out of their market.
Right.
That's what's going on now. Wall Street's trying to figure things out along with, legislators, regulators. Like, they don't want this disruption.
Well, I would love to be a fly on the wall in that board meeting of like, what the fuck are they doing out there? Oh my God, how could you let this happen?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if there's anything they can do,
Yeah.
But stuff is really disrupted. And suddenly, I mean, you give the quote, dumb money this power. Now they know they have the power,
Yeah.
So, I mean, what the freak? Is this going to be the end of short selling? I'll tell you one thing that was done already, which is that one of the big hedge funds, I'm not sure which one, might have been, not sure, it might have been BlackRock. It might have been Ray Dalio's fund. I'm not sure. Anyway, one of the huge funds came out and said, "Well, we're not talking about what we're shorting anymore." So.
Oh, so they won't have a clue as to who to go after.
Right, but that takes away kind of part of their advantage too.
Right.
Of publicly announcing that they're shorting something, which will cause the price to go down.
Damn.
Yeah, it's totally disruptive,
It's a conundrum.
But it's weird, this should have happened in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2020 was the year of disruption of everything.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be kind of getting back to normal in 2021. You know, but basically, I think this is kind of a good thing. You know, I mean, it was all, the system was set up so the rich just keep getting richer, the poor get poorer, and, you know, I mean, the stock market is just fucked up to begin with, okay? You know, the U.S. economy is devastated, man. It's just freaking devastated. But the stock market just goes up and up and up and up and up. And, you know, the stock market no longer reflects real economics at all. It's two different universes. It's a fantasy land, man, the stock market has become. I mean, it hasn't been real pretty much since like 2009, after the big crash, when it reset, which is the healthy thing, man. The market has to reset from time to time, but it just refuses to reset now, you know? I mean, we had a little dip in December 2018. We just had a dip because of COVID in March, about 30%. You know, but I mean, the market is way overdue for a huge reset, man. I'm talking 50, 60% drop. That's what it's going to take to get back to realistic valuations on assets, you know, and it just refuses to happen. And part of the reason is the Federal Reserve is, man, I bet you regret asking me this question.
No, I'm curious. I'm telling you, it's starting to freak me out. Like what? Okay, so they're printing all this money for stimulus relief. Where is that money coming from if we're like all this millions and billions of dollars in debt to other countries?
Yeah, we're borrowing it from the Federal Reserve. And then we have to pay that money back to the Federal Reserve with interest. You know, dude, it is not, if America were a company, we'd be bankrupt. We would have been bankrupt a long time ago. We would have went bankrupt along with Bear Stearns and, you know, Barchovia in 2009. If America were a business. If America were a company, nobody would loan us money. Our credit is blown. You know, it's just, we're built on an economic system that makes no sense. And so that's why some people are gravitating towards non-US dollar investments, you know, like gold, silver, Bitcoin, like anti-inflationary, you know, because America, I mean, we'll keep printing money. We're not going to go bankrupt because we can just keep printing money, right? But the more you print, the less valuable it is. So it's kind of causing the collapse of the U.S. dollar, basically, in value. So, I mean, if you have some wealth, man, you don't want it to be in dollars. You want it to be in something else that's not going to collapse.
Yeah.
Like some kind of investment like gold, silver, Bitcoin, etc. You know?
When I cash out,
I'm not making any recommendations on investments for anyone. I'm an idiot. I'm wrong 100% of the time. You know, nobody should ever do what I do.
Interesting.
But I'm
so
just
we should
saying.
do the exact opposite of everything you do, and we'll be billionaires.
No comment.
So whenever I cash out my winnings after, you know, I cash out after every NFL season from my little gambling site, and you're saying I should cash out in fact, Bitcoin instead.
I mean, myself, just for my personal investments, which apply to nobody else, you know, I mean, I personally don't want to be in the U.S. dollar. I don't want to depend on how valuable a U.S. dollar is. You know, I don't want to put my future in that.
Right. So what's the worst that could happen with Bitcoin? Like realistically, like is there any way it could just crumble or?
Well, anything could happen. I mean, just straight up, anything could happen. But what I like about Bitcoin and what makes it anti-inflationary is that there will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever. You can't forge it. You can't corrupt the blockchain. The blockchain is just, again, I can't articulate the details because I don't fully understand it. But it's, the blockchain is updated like every second, and you can go and see the blockchain. It's like on the internet. I don't know how to do that, but the blockchain is everywhere in the world, every moment, instantaneously updated, and you can't mess with it. It's part of the code or whatever. And so once the 21 millionth Bitcoin is created, that's it. You can't create any more beyond that. So
then people would then have to cash out into whatever currency of their choice, or.
Well, no. I mean, there will be 21 Bitcoins in the world.
Oh, that's
21 million
okay.
Bitcoins. And if you got a little piece of one, you can buy Bitcoins like 0.000001 Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? It's digital, so it's totally. You don't have to buy one whole Bitcoin. So it's just another store of wealth, just like the dollar or gold or anything, or real estate or whatever. It's just an asset, just like anything else, but it's a digital asset, and it's like there's a cap on it. There will only be so much of it. So, once there's 21 million, and there's actually less, there will always be less than 21 million because so many wallets have been lost. People bought 10 Bitcoins back in 2013, lost track of the wallet, or maybe they died, or there's all of these unclaimable wallets of Bitcoin out there.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to be a lot less than 21 million. And it's never going to get any more. So the less there is of an asset in the world, the more valuable it becomes, Whereas the U.S. dollar, there's an unlimited supply, and it's just going to get more and more and more and more. They're just going to print and print and print and print until it's almost not worth the paper it's printed on. I'm being a little extreme with it.
Well, I think you're looking
time.
down
it's
the road.
It's not going to happen overnight. But
yeah, you're looking in the long.
If you look at the future trajectory of like Bitcoin as opposed to the U.S. dollar, one's kind of on a path to more value, just mathematically speaking. One is on a path to more value, one is on a path to less value. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting Bitcoin. Let's do it.
So, and I ain't saying, but Bitcoin is extremely volatile, man. I mean, dude, it can go down 25% in a day. It can go up 25% in a day. It is volatile, man. It's the most volatile thing I've ever been in.
Well, I think I'll
so
just.
You can't freak out if you buy some Bitcoin and it goes down 25%. Don't hunt me down and kill me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just hold on to it.
Well, this is my gambling money, so I'm just going to put it away as if it was a stock. And then whatever happens by next football season, I'll use it. I'll put it back in the system. I'll let it roll. After next season, do it again. That's the closest I'll get to being in the stock market, John Ace.
So how did you do this last season?
Up $40.
Not bad.
But I only put in 50. So if I don't do terrible in the Super Bowl, I should at least hit 100, I'll say.
Nice. Well, that was an 80% gain.
Yeah.
Then.
Yep, I feel all right. But, obviously I had some scratch on the Packers to win. And that's insult to injury whenever your team loses and you lose money. That's why I tell myself I shouldn't do it, but I should always put money on the other team that we're playing, whether it's Packers or Pacers, so that at least I get paid to watch them lose. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In some
I'm
dark way.
sorry, Jesse, that the Packers lost, man.
Yeah, it sucked. It was just we played a terrible game.
Yeah.
So
And also update on, my struggle to uphold Drew Brees as possibly the greatest quarterback ever. Brady's the man. I just got to give it to him at this point. Brady is the man. He's the GOAT. Drew Brees his career just ended in a whimper. And Tom Brady just came right on down here to Tampa Bay. They hadn't won a playoff game in God knows when. And he came right up in that NFC South and in the NFC and ran the table on the road in the playoffs. Dude is a GOAT. And God, I hate to say that.
well,
But at the same time, I'm cool with not having to struggle anymore. Like, I'm done resisting, which is kind of relief.
Yeah, you spread those butt cheeks open wide, huh? You're all with Brady now.
He's a GOAT. What can you say, man? I mean, what can you...
Here's what I can say, John Ace. He tried to gift wrap the playoff win to us with those 3 interceptions. The Packers did nothing. It was the Buccaneers defense and Todd Bowles that won that game. Fuck a Tom Brady. He tried to go home. He was like, I don't really feel like playing in this Super Bowl. I'm going to throw y'all 3 straight interceptions. And the Packers' dumbass couldn't even come down the field and put any points on the board.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then you got Aaron Jones putting the ball on the turf, man.
And getting hurt on the same play. On the same
and
play.
only lost one of them.
Ugh. I'm sick on it, John Ace. I'm sick to my core.
Yeah.
But, it'll be a good little Super Bowl. I'll put some money on it. What color Gatorade do you think is going to be?
What color Gatorade?
Yeah, that's something you can bet on.
Blood red.
Ooh, like blood orange? Interesting. All right.
And as for my Saints, man, as far as Drew Brees, it's time. It's just time.
Oh, I don't think it's a question. He's gone, right?
I think so. I hope so. I mean, if they re-sign... Man, I will not watch a single damn game next season if they re-sign him.
That's on the record, sir.
It's just time. I mean, come on, man. It's 2 seasons in a row that he just farted out in the playoffs, man. Looked pathetic. Looked like goddamn Tim Tebow out there, man.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Just throwing the ball right to the opponent in the playing a zone defense and just throws it right to a guy. Twice he did that.
It's almost like he knew that it was like a bad decision but he's like, it's too late. I'm already throwing the ball,
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this?
As the ball was leaving his hand.
Yeah.
It's just pathetic, man. Come on, dude. I mean, 2 seasons in a row, you're at home. You just destroyed this team in like week 10.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
You destroyed them. And you just pull that shit in the playoffs. And the rest of the team played well enough to win, except, Jared Cook, But, I mean, the rest of the team played well enough to win. And at the time he threw that second interception, man, I think it was 20-20, and we were marching right down the field to regain control of that game. I mean, you just had it. It was right there. Everything was falling into place, and you just make a stupid, And so you remember that I wanted Taysom and Teddy last offseason.
Right.
And I felt like Breeze is done, they should have done it. They should have done that, man. It should have been Taysom and Teddy this year.
Yeah, Teddy played damn well in Carolina. I mean, he wasn't a Pro Bowler, but he was competent and
he did pretty well over there. They lost McCaffrey for most of the season.
Yeah.
And he still did pretty good. I mean, Taysom and Teddy, with an increased Taysom role would have been, that sounds like a Danish or something. Taysom role.
That would have been a dangerous little offense. I can't lie. That would be confusing. Both can do a little more than just breeze,
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
but the only problem with that is that Taysom revealed a little turnover problem this year.
Yes.
Fumbling the ball. I don't know how many he ended up with, but still, he went 3-1 as a starter. I mean, but yeah, it's going to be a new Saints team with the and Packers too, maybe with the salary cap shrinking. Money is about to get tight. Those big contracts are going to be tough to maintain. Now, what's up with Rodgers?
Oh, Rodgers is fine. It's all look. Since I've become a little older and marginally wiser, I start to see all these like hot takes that go nowhere, especially when it comes to the Packers. It's like Rodgers unhappy, blah blah blah. Whispers of leaving. Does he go to the Cowboys with Mike McCarthy? It's like, what the fuck are we talking about here? So I
I
listen.
felt like there's nothing. He ain't leaving. I think LaFleur is just going to be like, dude, just take a chill pill and get in shape for next season.
Right.
Get ready to Super Bowl, I think is what LaFleur is saying. Rodgers, I think he doesn't like losing. And he just lost 2 NFC championships in a row at home, right? Both of them?
No, last year was in San Fran.
Was at San Francisco. But he lost 2 NFC championships in a row. He is butt hurt. I mean, that butt is stinging. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
and he just can't take it.
he is just trying to send a message to ownership, like, okay, I don't know how much time I got left, so y'all better go out and fix this roster up.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. And we fired our defensive coordinator. Well, not fired, but we just didn't renew him. This was the last year on his contract. We fired our special teams coach. Probably going to get rid of Kevin King, the fucking dope of the game, giving up that last second touchdown before halftime. He was the dope of the game. He gave up 2 touchdowns in 2 quarters. Ridiculous. He'll be gone.
I'll tell you one thing, man. What I felt watching the game was Rodgers. They need help on the offensive line.
Oh well, yeah, we were without David Bakhtiari, and that was huge against the Buccaneers. We did okay against Aaron Donald and his bruised titty with the Rams, but against the Buccaneers, they're too fast for some backup offensive linemen. I mean, it was ridiculous, and I don't know why LaFleur didn't like see that they were getting beat and like start just putting tight ends in the chip, like Mercedes Lewis, best blocker tight end in the league. Why not just start chipping on these people and getting the ball out quicker? I don't know. Just to me, it looked like a Mike McCarthy offense, and part of that was because we lost Aaron Jones and we got behind early, so we had to keep throwing. But that's just not a good look when you can't get the running game involved more. 16 rushes to like 48 passes, like that's not how we played all year.
Yeah, and all I remember seeing is just Rodgers under pressure. Pressure from the left, pressure from the right, pressure up the middle. What did he was sacked like 5 times?
Yeah.
And like 10 or 12 knockdowns, something like that. Just get a couple big boys up front, man, and they might be in business.
Yeah. Well, we had the best offensive line all year, and just not in these 2 games against the Buccaneers. So, fucking hell, we fucking blew it. This one didn't hurt as bad as the one in Seattle, because we were actually up in that game and we were the worst team. Like, Seattle should have won that game, but we were up with like 2 minutes left, and that one is number 1 for me. But this is probably number 2 because we just had such a good team, and we beat ourselves. So Whatever.
Well, I don't know about you, Jesse, but disappointment is like an old friend to me now. It's like a warm blanket. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I don't know how to live any other way
Yeah.
except to just hopes up, hopes up, hopes up. Boom.
Yeah. And put that blanket on.
Yeah.
For me, it's a wet blanket. It's like, all right. Or it's like a cold towel.
Yeah, but I don't know anything else since 2009, Jesse.
Same for me since
So
2010.
yeah, so I don't know, man.
All right. How are your Pelicans doing? Do you hate Lonzo Ball enough yet for him to leave?
Uh, I haven't been watching them,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but we beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know, they finally traded Drew Holiday to the Bucks, and we got a little few pieces for him. That big man is good, by the way, that we got. That big white boy with the long hair.
Uh. Oh, Steven
What's
Adams.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That guy's all right.
You just think he's hot.
Well, that too.
He looks like Aquaman.
I mean, I'm not gonna kick him out of bed for eating crackers,
Whoa. What out now?
but no, he's pretty good. You know, I think he's gonna work well with Zion, and then Jackson Hayes coming off the bench. That's a nice big man rotation there. I think for the long term. And I mean, Brandon Ingram picked up where he left off last year. They can't play defense though.
Right.
And then I think there's apparently an effort problem. Like the coach is just saying, you know, our opponents are just playing harder, you know, and that's not good.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I have a stat here about Zion. He now has the highest field goal percentage ever through his first 40 games at 58.5%. It's the highest field goal percentage by any player in NBA history through their first 40 games.
I know big men often have a high percentage because, I mean, they're under the goal and that's high percentage shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Zion, you know what he's got that puts him over the top, man? When he shoots the ball, he's already going for the rebound.
Yep.
You notice that?
Yep.
Yeah, and everybody else is kind of flat-footed.
Right.
You know, and I never realized that till I saw what he was doing, is that everybody else, even when they shoot like pretty much point-blank range, they watch their shot to see if it goes in.
Yeah, I think he also has this gift of seeing like the trajectory of the ball and where it's going to be located at the highest point so he can go get it. Like that's one of the things one of my buddies that I played pickup with, like that's his only good attribute is that well, he can shoot a little bit too, but he's just so good at locating where the rebound's going to come off. And I think Zion with that burst that he has where he can just fly for a second, it's amazing. It's unreal. So yeah, of course he can see his own shot and where it's gonna go off, and that's why he always gets his own rebound and then like dunks it back because everybody else, like you said, is flat-footed.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's definitely special. I think the team's got. But what are you talking about, Lonzo Ball? Is he sucking or what?
Yeah, just I haven't been watching their games obviously either, but the national narrative is like that he's just. His numbers are down. He's playing terrible. So
yeah, I know there was a rumor that he was on the trade block.
Yeah, well, his little brother LaMelo Ball is lighting it up in Charlotte. Have you seen this kid?
Man, I think Lonzo Ball's just damaged from his dad, like trying to live up to his dad's bullshit.
Right, but his other brother is doing great. And the other brother, I think, is out of the league. So there's three little boys that were, I don't know what they were, coddled or hyped up. I don't know. We're not psychologists, John Ace. We don't sweat the details here.
Yeah, but look out, if they ever all three get together on the same team.
Oh boy, and then he would be the head coach. That would be a reality show. They already had a reality show. Jesus, that would be the ultimate reality show. All right, John Ace. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for breaking down the Wall Street shit, because I was a little confused. I didn't know who was getting screwed over at first, but you said it clear, and I'm actually a little happy about this, and I will be getting into my Bitcoins.
Very nice. Good luck. Good luck, my friend.
All right, until next time, this has been the LaSala Show. Don't die!